Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So the new patch is live. This came quite a bit sooner than a lot of people, myself included, were expecting. This does bring about the rotation of certain cards down in the different pools. So we're going to go through all the information for the patch notes. So starting out, Series 5 cards moving to Series 4. We got this announced already. Silver Surfer, Null, Darkhawk, and Sentry are moving down to Series 4. And Agent Coulson, Maria Hill, and Helicarrier are moving to Series 3. Series 5 and Series 4 now have shared rotation protection in the token shop, added a confirmation dialogue when purchasing season pass levels, and tapping the credits or gold icons at the top of the screen will navigate to the shop. So the confirmation thing's pretty nice. I know a few people had issues where accidentally purchasing stuff, and hopefully that will help prevent that in the future. Art and visual effects made Onslaught VFX faster, added additional VFX to the location affected by Claw's ability, added a notification for when you try and discard while your hand is empty, added animation for Rickety Bridge location, and Mysterio's illusions will now use your Mysterio variant. So that last one, real big. I've been wanting to use my Mysterio variant for a while. Real nice change. But now let's get to the kind of meat and potatoes here of the update. This is big. We have some card updates. So a few cards here, and actually the majority of cards here are buffs. There is one nerf here, and it is very small. So starting out with that, Darkhawk. Darkhawk is going from a 4-cost 1 power to a 4-cost 0 power. Dev comment, Darkhawk is an especially powerful card. As we prepared this balance change before the Silver Surfer and Zabu nerfs went live, we didn't want to hit him too hard. However, we definitely feel that knocking off at least 1 power from him is warranted, and we will continue to monitor his performance. That is the only nerf. So let's talk buffs. Thanos. Thanos is going from a 6-cost 8 power to a 6-cost 11 power. Dev comment, we think that Thanos is one of the coolest cards, and we're a bit sad to see that he himself isn't played often. Most Thanos decks focus primarily on making good use of the stones, but we want to make sure the Mad Titan himself has enough power to play. So this is really interesting. Funnily enough, this is actually a little bit of a nerf to Thanos, because now he can get Shang-Chi'd. 8 power was kind of that sweet spot where if he ended up on the board, you weren't really worried about him getting Shang-Chi'd unless you had all the stones in play and the purple stone active. So that is kind of funny, but it's interesting to see them making a change to Thanos to give him more power, as the Thanos deck is being very dominant right now, and I'm curious if that's going to have much of an impact, though I don't really expect it to significantly change how the deck is performing. Then this is probably the big one. Sandman. Sandman is going from a 4-cost 1 power to a 5-cost 5 power. Dev comment, many of the strongest decks right now have strategies centered around playing multiple cards on turn 6. Sandman should be a good answer to these decks, but he didn't quite have the sand to stand up to them with his previous stat line. We're giving him a bit more power to make him a more competitive card, but also subsequently bumping up his cost. So wow, Sandman truthers are partying in the streets with this one. That's pretty significant, and this definitely feels like it's, as they said in the comment, aimed at these decks, most notably things like Deathwave, but also other powerful decks like Thanos, like Sarah Control, that are trying to do a lot of stuff on the final turn. Now you can just get Sandman out on turn 5 and say, no thank you. I have a feeling this is going to become one of the most hated cards in the game, up there with Leech and pre-nerf Leader. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Then Dev comment, the cards below are rather weak at the moment, so we're giving them a small buff to help them perform a bit better. So Spider-Woman going from a 5-cost 7 power to a 5-cost 8 power. Namor going from a 4-cost 5 power to a 4-cost 6 power, and Dagger going from a 2-cost 1 power to a 2-cost 2 power. So those are all the card updates in terms of nerfs and buffs. Again, Darkhawk, only card getting nerfed right now. It sounds like this patch was locked in before the Surfer and Zabu changes went live, but definitely interesting. I didn't expect really any of these changes, so pretty interesting to see, and I'm excited to see how all this shakes out in the game. We do have some more stuff here, though. So text-only updates. They updated Yondu, destroy the top card of your opponent's deck. So Yondu's text now accurately describes his effect. Nothing really is changing about the card, but it is now just a little bit more clear how it's working. And then text-only update. As an ongoing effect to improve card and location text, we've adjusted everything that currently says when you play a card to say after you play a card instead. We hope this makes it clear that these abilities trigger once a card has been fully played, including its on-reveal effects. None of these are functional changes, so these cards are staying the same, just becoming a bit more clear in the wording. And that is for Angela, Bishop, Iron Fist, Lockjaw, and Titania. Then we have location updates. Sakar, after this turn, put a card from each player's hand here. Sakar has a lot of weird interactions with cards like Storm and Wave as a consequence of revealing a card mid-turn. While we're sad to lose the exciting moments of Sakar revealing, we want to avoid these confusing interactions going forward. We think this design will also open up some interesting interaction points in the early game. As a note, Sakar in the introductory missions will remain the old effect. Text-only update, as in the card updates, the following locations are revised to use after instead of when for triggers relating to playing a card. None of these are functional changes, so I got the full list there. Altar of Death, Bar Sinister, Cloning Vats, Danger Room, Death's Domain, Lechugilla, Luke's Bar, Machine World, Orcus Forge, Quantum Tunnel, Shuri's Lab, Sinister London, Vibranium Mines, and Vormir. Again, no functional changes, just a bit of clarity in the wording. And then we have a bunch of bug fixes. I'm not going to go through all of these, but if you want to read them, I'll have a link in the description where you can check this out in the official Discord. And I imagine that the patch notes here will be going up on the website shortly. But that is all the news, and this is currently live on Steam. I imagine it will be live on mobile very shortly afterwards. So those are all the changes. Pretty exciting. I don't think anyone was expecting these kind of changes, much less today. So that's pretty interesting. I'm excited to try them out. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know what you think about this update in the comments below. And if you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.